But let's get started with the business finance section, the investments and loans. Now, the first question and scenario I have with in front of me here, or in front of you on the screen, is very similar to the question I ended off with on Tuesday. And I need you guys to please work through this before we move on, because this is a typical interest question, whether it's a loan or an investment. And I want you guys just to practice this once more before we move on to what else I have to show you tonight. Okay, so it's exactly the same as what we did on Tuesday. We did a simple interest and a compound interest comparison with the same principal amount, the same interest rate, and the same term. But it was just, one was simple interest, one was compound interest. Tonight, I've got a compound interest question for you. So I need you guys to please work through this. Okay. So it's exactly the same as what we finished off with on Tuesday night. So please go ahead, and you'll give you 2 minutes to calculate the value of the interest for the first year if we are investing 12,500 at 11.5% compound interest PA. Remember, PA stands for per annum, and this is for 3 years. But question one just wants to know, what is the interest for the first year? So go ahead and calculate that, and then let us know when you are done. All right, so take you 2 minutes to calculate the interest for this investment over 1 year only. Once you finish that, you can let us know, and you can start on question two, because like we did last time, we're going to do the total value of this investment over 3 years. This is why I've got year one and year two ready there. But I just want you guys to show me your interest calculation, interest only for the first year. All right, we've got answers coming up already. Good. Keep going. So we just want question one done, and then we're going to move on to question two, which is the longer part, calculating the total value after the end of 3 years. But for question one, what is the interest earned just for the first year? All right, we had one answer there. As long as you've got an answer, put it up so we can see, and we can move on. This is just practicing the same questions that we did last week, but I want you guys to practice one yourself. All right, we got some values. Good, thank you, Jasmine. Keep going, guys. If you've got an answer, put it up on the screen so I can get an idea of who's finished. All right. So this is not just about sitting there now. You guys need to be working. Getting your mind ready for next week when school starts, warming up for school next week. All right, so as soon as you have your answers, please, ladies and gents, put them up in chat, and then you can move on to question two. We'll give you 1 more minute, and then we're going to go over this first part. All right, everyone should be done. Everyone should have done that and got an answer in front of them, whether it's on your page or on your calculator. All right, let's check this first one. We're just working out the interest on this principal amount for 1 year, because the interest is applied over a year. So as you see it there on the screen, we're going to take our 12,500 and we're going to multiply by the interest rate. All right, which is expressed as a fraction here on my screen. Okay. And this is how much interest is earned in 1 year, 1437,5. 1437,5. Okay, so well done. Thank you, Katlego and Jasmine. That should be your interest over the first year. All right. Now, you've got part of that calculation already for question two, but question two now wants you to determine the total of the investment at the end of the term, which is 3 years. All right. So we're going to take this interest All right, it's compound interest. Remember, compound interest, you got to add it on and use that new value to recalculate your interest. All right, so I'll show you the first year. All right, so we're going to take our 12,500 and we're going to add on the interest, which we've already calculated. In fact, I can just copy this over here. All right, so that's our interest calculation. Okay, so this is 12,500 plus the interest. All right, and this should give us a final value, the balance of 13,937,5, 13,937,5, 3,937,50. So at the end of the year, with the interest added on, this is our new balance. Now that needs to be carried into year 2, and you continue with that. Okay, I want you guys to do it for year 2 and year 3, please. And then we're going to check answers at the end. It's going to take you a little while, but let's do it. Let's carry out this calculation for the next 2 years, year 2 and year 3, and then let's see what is the balance at the end. If you have any questions, please remember to raise your hand and ask any questions, but everyone should be trying this for the next 2 years. Yes, I can. My apologies. Thank you for asking. There we go. There's the question. All right, you guys should be all working. Your calculator should be busy there. All right, everyone should be busy working there, working hard. Let me know when you've finished. In fact, you don't even put an answer. Just say finished. Just say done in chat, and I know when you're done, and we can start going over this. All right. So don't even put your answers up. Just say done or finished. Keep your answer there with you, and then we're going to check it together at the end. Yes,
Good day,
Tando.
meneer.
Good day. How are you?
Can you? I'm good, and you, sir?
I'm good, thank you.
Can you explain for me? Because I was busy with the logging.
Yeah. What was I, which part must I explain for you?
The scenario first, so then can
The
you
scenario, okay.
explain for me?
So this person is investing money in a bank or an investment company. He's investing 12,500 Rand, and he is going to get 11.5% interest on that investment every year. Okay. So if we look at question 1, it's
Okay.
saying,
Yes, sir.
question 1 says, how much interest did he earn in the first year? So that calculation there, 12,500 times the 11.5%, which is expressed as a fraction, He'll earn 1,437 Rand 50 in the first year. Then question 2 says, well, then if
Yes, sir.
if this is how he's earning interest, how much will he have at the end of the term or at the end of the 3 years? Okay.
Okay.
So we need to add that interest onto the 12,500, which we did here for year 1. We got 13,937, and then restart that calculation again, but with this new figure of 13,937.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
No problem.
Thanks, sir.
Pleasure. Excellent. We got people down there. I see Emmanuel, Luzada, Oliver King. Lawazi's got a figure. Katlejos finished. Good. As soon as you're done, just type done. We're going to wait a little bit longer. And then we're going to go over this together. And then we're going to look at something new after this. This is just good practice because there's a very common way of asking an interest question. Good. Thank you, Mrs. Siwe. Good. Well done. All right, quite a few calculations, quite a bit of work. So we'll give you a few minutes. All right, just like Tando did, if you have any questions, please raise your hand. Feel free to ask at any point during the lesson. All right, Tando's done.
Speak now, don't ever hold your peace.
Speak now, don't ever hold your peace. I remember the one time I said, speak now, forever hold your peace. Sure, got reprimanded. He was like, no. Don't ever hold your peace. Always speak. Always speak. I'll never forget that. I felt like I was at school again.
Shame. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. It's fine. All right, you guys should be finishing off now. All right, I should be seeing a lot more people in chat saying done, finished. I hope everyone's working there. Remember, this is an active lesson. You're not just logging on to sit and watch. You're here to work, to practice, and get better at math literacy. All right, you don't practice, it's not going to be very easy to get better. Good, thank you, Nompolelo. Another one done. Good, excellence. Thank you guys for working so hard during the holidays on a Thursday night. Thank you, Atlachang. Thank you. Good job. All right, I'm going to give you 2 more minutes. And if you don't finish, it's fine. You keep going while I'm doing it and check your answer at the end. That's the most important thing. And when we check this answer, ladies and gentlemen, if you're getting it wrong, it's not a train smash. All right. So when I go over this and you'll see the numbers on the screen, you got to check and see where have you gone wrong. If you gone wrong, where did you go wrong? And it's easy to fix. Okay. And that's how we learn. All right. That's the best learning method. Okay. All right. I'm going to get started now. I'm starting on year 2. I've done year 1. All right. I'm carrying year 1's balance into year 2 now. So beginning of year 2, we have a balance of 13,937 Rand and 50 cents. And I need to work out the interest on this. So I'm going to add on the interest. Here's the calculation. Now, we're not calculating interest on the original principal amount because this is compound interest. We have to work out our interest on our interest that's added on. Interest on your interest, that's compound interest. Okay, so that's why I've used this total in the interest calculation, not this total. All right. Not the principal amount. That, if you're doing that, then you're doing a simple interest calculation. We are doing a compound interest calculation. So I need to add on this new interest calculation. So I've got to work it out here. Okay, so let's say 13937.5 times 11.5%. And it's 1,602.8125. 1,602.8125. 602.8125. All right, so I'm going to just leave it there at 2 decimal places. All right, 81602. And this gives us a total now at the end of year 2. I'm going to add this on plus 13937.5. And this will give me, whoops, that doesn't look right. Add that on 13937.5. Is it really that much money? No, it can't be. Let's just write it out in total. 13937.5 plus 1602.81. There we go. That looks better. All right. 15,540.31. 15,540.31. All right. So that's the end of year 2. We're going to move now into year 3. So we're going to take 15540.31. Yes, turned up. Got the exact same one as you. Everyone should be checking their values. Whoopsie. So I've got 15,549 at the beginning of year 3. I'm going to add on the interest, and the interest is calculated on this value, 15,540.31 cents. All right. And I'm going to see how much that is now. I'm just going to write this quickly. What is this value? Let's work it out. So it's 15540.31 cents times the interest, which is 11.5%. 178713, 178714. I'm rounding off here. 178714. Okay, Katlego, just check your rounding there. I'm looking at the second decimal, and the 5 will change it to 14. So just be careful there. And then what does this give me at the end? I'm just going to say plus, take this and add it on. And that should be our total. All right. 173,327, 45. 17327, 45. 17327, 45. Okay. Are we getting this value, ladies and gents? Are we all getting the same value? If not, why? What's the difference? This should be our total here at the end. All right. Are we all getting it? Those people that said they were done. Yes, we're getting it. No, we're not getting it. What's the difference? Excellent. Good job. All right. Those people who are not getting it, and your answer is a little bit different. 1732745. Yes, I know that's it. Excellent. So those people who are getting a different value, if you have a look at the screen, you should be able to follow the calculation exactly and find out where the difference is. All right. So who's not sure how we're getting this answer? You guys all happy with this? We all good? 132,745. Thank you. Yes. All right, good. So we're all getting the same value. I hope you guys tried it and are getting the same value. You should feel good about that. A lot of calculations, a lot of marks worth here. Feels good to get the same value at the end, right? Yeah. Okay. So that is our answer after 3 years. That is how much is in this investment after 3 years. And here comes question 3. Nice and easy. All right, here's question 3. calculate how much interest is earned for the 3 years. This is specific to the interest only now. How much interest is earned for the 3 years? You can come online and tell me how we're going to find this. How much interest is earned over the 3 years? Emmanuel. Yes,
Good evening,
Emmanuel.
sir.
Good evening. How are you?
Good, thanks. And how are you?
I'm good, thank you. Emmanuel, how are we going to work out how much interest is earned?
Sir, what you're going to do is that you're going to take the amount that you get from the end of year 3, which is the 17,327.5, and then you're going to subtract it from the amount that you originally invested, which I believe is 12,500.
Very good.
Basically, yes.
Perfect, Emmanuel. Thank you so much. Excellent. Good job.
Thank you, sir.
All right. So we're looking at the final amounts in our investments, and we're saying the principal amount that we put in, what's the difference? Because the difference is how much interest was earned, right? We put in a lump sum, it earned interest to give us this new value of 17,327. So how much interest did we earn? Well, take away the original principal amount, and that'll tell us. So we're going to subtract our principal value, which was 12,500, and we should get an answer of 4827.45. 4827.45. 4827.45. Yes. Now, tell me again, we heard about it on Tuesday. What is so cool about this money? Ladies and gentlemen, what is cool about this money? It's free money. Guys, it's free money. Free money. It's ridiculous. Free money. Free money. Guys, where do you get free money in this world? You don't. There's nothing for free. I'm sure your parents say that all the time. There's nothing for free. Money doesn't grow on trees, all that kind of stuff. Hey, well, there is. It's a gift from your bank, and you've done nothing to deserve it. Okay, the one thing you did was to give the money to the bank. All you did was say, okay, you got to hold on to it. You hold on to this money. ABSA, Standard Bank, FNB, Time Bank, whoever, just hold on to it for me. And I'm going to carry on with my life. And then 3 years later, you look back and they come to you and say, thank you for letting us hold on to your money. Here's a gift. Your 12,500 Rand that you let us hold on to, for that, we're giving you almost 5 grand free money. If that doesn't make you excited, I don't know what does. All right, I don't know what will. Okay, never mind coffee and rusks, hot chocolate and rusk, guys. Free money. Think about it. If you learn anything in school, it's the power of interest. All right, please don't ever forget it. Okay, well done on doing this calculation. All right, well done. Think about free money. Let that warm you up on this cold evening. Free money, guys. Yes, Tando, you can help people. You can help people, all right? You can take that 5,000 Rand after 3 years and do something with it, like helping people. Or what you can do is you can take the 5 grand, put it back onto your 12,500 to make 17,327, and give it back to the bank and say, you know what? I don't really need it right now. I forgot about it. I didn't even know I had it. I don't have it in an emergency right now. I can afford to give it back to the bank and repeat the process. And guess what? At the end of another 3 years, it's not 10 grand. It's more than that. Compound interest. I'm going to digress here, and then we're going to take a break. I digress. I'm going to digress here. I'm going to draw a graph. The compound interest graph, the growth, doesn't do this. It's not a linear graph like you guys are used to. The compound interest graph, The simple interest graph grows like that, a straight line. The compound interest graph, ladies and gentlemen, does this. It skyrockets. If you put that money back in the bank and leave it for long enough, you've got to have, there's a lot of factors to help you do this. You need as much money as possible, the highest interest rate possible, and a lot of time, as much time as possible. If those three factors, if you can make them as big as possible, the principal amount, the interest rate, and the time, your money skyrockets. So in the next 3 years, you're not going to have 10,000. You're going to have like 15,000. And then another 3 years, you're going to have like 40,000. And it escalates. It grows exponentially. Okay. The hard part about it, like Tandor mentioned, is like, sir, I need this money for stuff. There's a desperate need for the money. I understand, which is why I suggest you start small. Just put away 50 Rand a month. Do it consistently. Forget about the money. Pretend you don't have it. Just do it consistently and leave it and walk away. Forget it and work with what else you have. All right. And when you come back after a long period of time, guys, whew, free money. All right. Let's have a break. Let's have a break while we're thinking about free money. I need you guys to tell me how cold it is. It's time for a break. How cold is it where you are? I'm going to type into chat how cold it is where I am. You type into chat how cold it is where you are. Jasmine's like, it's cold. Yes, but Jasmine, your cold and my cold are different. All right, I think 22 degrees is cold. You might think 12 degrees is cold. I'm 16. Kia is 12. Busisiwe is freezing. Is that, what's freezing? Below zero. 12 degrees Pretoria. 15. 11. 12 degrees PMB. That's not far from me. You guys are like a whole 3 or 4 degrees colder. Yeah, Dave is at 11. Guys, it's cold. 11. 11. Anyone in the Eastern Cape near the Karoo? 11 and 12. Hey, guys, it's not good. It's not good. And then they want to turn off the power as well. So you got to wrap yourself up in blankets and get hot drinks. It's cold. Ugh, I don't like the cold. Bring back the summer. And apparently it's going to be cold tomorrow as well. And load shedding. Exactly, Bianca. It's cold and load shedding. You know, your toes and your fingers are cold, and then they switch the lights off, and then your heart goes cold. It's like they're affecting our hearts, our spirits with this load shedding. It's ridiculous. Jasmine's like, I'm going to Durban to school soon. Yes, Jasmine, come to Durban. All right, it's warmer here. Guys, we're warm-blooded creatures. Got to stay warm. All right. Stay warm, please. Don't get too cold. All right. But let free money warm your hearts tonight. Think about free money in the bank. There's school on Tuesday, yes. That'll also make your heart feel cold. All right. Let's have a look at the next question. Yes, it's Tuesday school. We've had a good holiday though. School on Tuesday. Well, let's enjoy this long weekend. And don't forget the Springboks are playing on Saturday morning. Just saying. All right. Investments and loans. Let's have a look at this. Lots of numbers on the screen. What is going on? What is going on here? Let's read it together. The table below is an extract from a letter from Samlo, right? That's the name of an institution, a financial institution, to Mr. Chabalala. It shows the amounts that are available on an instant loan from Samlo and the repayment involved. Now, you guys have seen things like this. Just pay 338 Rand over 36 months. All right, you've seen these things before. Dear Mr. Cohen, it should be Mr. Chabalala, shouldn't it? Yeah, maybe it's, yeah, it should be Mr. Chabalala. Anyway, as a valued Sunlight customer, we are pleased to be able to offer you a personal loan at the following rates. Of course, the banks are pleased to do this because they get the interest, they get the money. All right, but these are the rates. So let's understand how this works. So for example, if you want to loan 4,000 Rand from us over 24 months, you have to pay back the loan at 229 Rand a month. Now you might think, hey, that's not bad. I can afford 229 Rand a month. Wait, guys, just wait. Or you can loan 25,000 Rand over 60 months, and then you pay back 730 Rand a month. It's not too heavy. 25,000 is a lot of money. Doesn't sound bad. Okay, and you might think, you know what? This 25,000 I'd like to borrow. If I pay back over 24 months, I have to pay this much every month. Why shouldn't I rather just pay it back over 60 months instead? I don't have to pay that much every month. It's just 730 per month. All right, so these are monthly payments to pay back the loan. Different options here. All right, I hope you guys understand this table. Shout if you don't understand. Raise your hand. Let me know if you don't understand how this table works. But these are monthly repayments. Okay. Monthly repayments. But there's more. Here at the bottom, it says, these loan repayments here at the bottom, these loan repayments conveniently include a month premium of 395 Rand per 1,000 Rand of the loan. Right, let's just read that part, okay? So 395 per 1,000 of the loan. So if we take 4,000, then it's 3.95 Rands times 4, because there's 4,000s, and that's included in the monthly premium. So we don't have to see it. It's already in there. Interesting. All right. And they talk about a monthly administration fee of 9.50 Rand for your optional personal protection plans like insurance. All right, so these loan repayments conveniently include a monthly premium of 395 per 1,000 and a monthly administration fee. So we don't have to pay that extra. It's all included in these monthly amounts. Okay, I'm going to explain one more time. All right, so we can take a loan. All right, so on the left-hand side here, these are the different loan amounts we can take. We can take a loan of 4,000, 8,000, 16,000, or 25,000 Rand. All right. Let's say, for example, we're going to take a loan of 8,000 Rand. So now we're going to look across now. Okay, so then in the blue rectangle, let's look across. If we take a loan of 8,000 Rand and we want to pay it back over 36 months, then we will have a look at 36 months and we will see, we only have to pay back 338 Rand per month for 36 months to pay back that loan of 8,000 Rand. Okay, does that make sense? Yeah, it does look like personal insurance. Okay, for example, I'm going to rubble this out and have a look at it again. Let's say I want to loan 16,000 Rand and I'm happy to pay this over 48 months. Then I will have to pay back this loan for 48 months. I'll pay back 534 Rand per month, and then I've paid back this loan. Okay, so there are many options, many different loan amounts, and many different terms or time scales that I can pay this loan back. So you can choose what you can afford. So you look at these monthly values here, and you can see what you can afford. Maybe you can only afford 400 Rand a month towards a loan. Well, then you can pay this and this and this and everything above. So you can afford to take a 8,000 Rand loan or a 4,000 Rand loan. Okay. So you can choose which loan amounts and how long you want to pay it back. And these are all the monthly figures. Okay. Monthly installments. All right. Yes, Emmanuel.
So
Yeah.
I've been curious about a question since you started explaining. My question is, say perhaps you took this loan of 25,000, right? And then you've been paying, and then let's say let's say you took the 24-month one, and you're on your second month, you found a way to build a business with that 25,000, and then you can now pay the rest of that 25,000. Is that possible, or you have to just keep with your?
Good question. So some financial institutions will allow you to make a balloon payment, a lump sum payment to pay up. They're calling it pay up the loan. They will allow it. They don't want to, because the sooner you pay it back, the less interest they will get. So they want you to loan money for a long period of time because you have to pay interest on that loan, and they want that interest. That's why they do this. So some financial institutions will allow that. For example, if you'll see a similar agreement for car payments, and then you might decide, hey, I've just come into a little bit of money, like an extra 10,000 Rand. I know I've got like 12 months still to pay. Can I use this 10,000 Rand and pay up the vehicle now and end this loan agreement? Some financial institutions will allow that. Some will not. Okay, so you have to ask before you go into the agreement. Okay, they don't want you to. They don't want you. They want you to loan for as long as possible. So when you do this, it kind of hurts them, but they do sometimes allow it. You got to check first before you sign any paperwork. Okay.
So say, is it on the terms and conditions?
It isn't terms and conditions. You've got to ask first. A lot of them do, but some don't. Or if you do, sometimes they'll say, okay, you can pay it back, but then you're going to pay a penalty because we lost out on a whole lot of interest that we could have earned if you had gone for a full 24 months instead of 2 months. So you've got to read the fine print and ask questions. Make sure you ask all the questions before you loan that money. All right. Thank you, Emmanuel. Excellent. All right. So that's the scenario. Here come the questions. Okay. Now, first of all, before I go into the questions, how did they get these figures? Well, they've done the same calculation that we did. They did the same calculation and they've created these figures. Okay. Instead of doing all the calculations and giving you a fat total at the end, they've taken that fat total, cut it up into monthly payments for you and shown you and said, let's say that the 17,000 that you would have had to pay back, we've cut it up into 60 months or 48 months or 36 months. This is how much you'll have to pay every month. All right, so they've done the calculations for you. So here we go. Question 1. If Mr. Chabalala chooses to borrow 16,000 Rand, calculate how much he will finally repay if he takes the loan over 24 months and 60 months. Okay, 24 months and 60 months. Now I'm going to zoom out a little bit. Tell me if you can't see. Tell me if it's too small because we need to see the table. Whoops. We need to see the table and the questions. All right. So which loan are we talking about? I'm just going to give you a hint. So we're talking about the 16,000 Rand loan. So it's that row there. Okay. And it's 24 months or 60 months. I'm going to write here just above that line, 24. I think this was 36, 48, and 60. Okay, so the column headers I've brought down there. All right, 24, 36, 48, 60 months. There they are. So they need to know how much will he pay in total if he takes this loan, number 1, over 24 months, and number 2, over 60 months. All right, you guys understand? You all ready? Can you do that for me? How much will he pay back in total if he pays the 16,000 Rand loan over 24 months? So for the 24 months, we're looking at the 864 Rand over 24. There's a monthly payment over 24 months. How much does he pay back in total? And then you're going to do the same thing with the 470 Rand payment per month over 60 months. How much does he pay back in total? All right, can you guys do that? Or do you have any questions? When you've got an answer there, just say done. And then we'll go over it and check. Well done, Lawazi Basasiwe. Good job. Done, done. Yes. Oliver King, good, done. All right, it's actually quite a simple calculation. So it shouldn't take long. All right, you guys should be done there with your answers. Let's have a look. Let's check. So for 24 months, we see from the table that this person has to pay 800. In fact, who wants to tell me how to do this? Olebocheng, don't you want to show me or tell me how you did it? Olebocheng, you there? Olebocheng Shah. I think Olebocheng Shah. Busisiwe, don't you want to explain? Hey,
Hi, sir.
Busisiwe. How are you?
I'm good, and you, sir?
I'm good. How did you do this?
Sir, I'm not sure about my answer, sir, but I took the 448 and times it by 24 months.
Okay, you're on the right track. Your method is perfect, but just check on the table there. Maybe you were confused by the black circle that I had there. It's
884.
yes, that's the one. That's the one. So your method, yeah, your method is correct, but you must
Yes,
use
sir.
the 800. All right, excellent. Thank you very much.
21,216.
Yo, that's a lot.
Yeah.
Okay, so check my calculator there on the screen. Just check that you're doing the same thing. 864 times 24, hey?
Yes, sir.
All right, so 20,736. 20,736. And while I've got you here, how do we do the 60-month one? What would I do with the 60-month one?
Okay, sir.
So if you look at the table, we're going to use the 470 and we're going to times it by
60 months.
exactly. Well done. All right, you do it. I'll do it. Let's check our answers.
Okay, sir.
What are you getting?
It's 28,200.
Exactly. Well done.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much, young lady. Well done.
Pleasure, sir.
All right. Okay, so there we go. So we've worked out the final that he has to repay if he does this over 24 months, over 60 months. Now, why are we getting you to do this? Because if you were given this table and you want to decide how much you can afford to pay every month, you might think that 470 Rand here at the back is a small amount to pay every month. You're right, but look at the final. Look at the final amounts compared to if you paid this over 24 months. It's a lot more. It's a lot more. You got to be careful. Don't take a loan over a long period of time because remember, interest grows, keeps growing over a long period of time. Try and pay it off as quickly as possible because interest can work for you. And in this case, we're seeing how it can work against you. All right, so be careful. Be careful. Which option is the better one and why? All right, who can tell me which one is better and why? Who can tell me, anyone out there, which option is better and why? Wazi. Right, Wazi, check your screen. Yes, Wazi there. Wazi, which one is better and why?
Sir, I think the 24 months is better, sir.
But you're gonna have to pay 864 Rand. It's a lot more than 470. Why do you say that one's better?
Because the amount that you pay is less than the one for the 60 months, sir.
You're right. The final amount that you pay is less. Some people will argue against you, young man. They will say, but some people can't afford 864 Rand. Some people can only afford 470. All right. But you are absolutely correct. Try and pay as little as possible. It depends on your affordability. If you can afford to pay more every month, take a shorter term. All right. Thank you, Lawazi.
Yes,
Good answer. Well done. All right. Atlegile is saying 24 months. You guys are looking at the final value. And you're saying, pick that. Now, I'm sure someone else raised their hand. Was it Katlejo? Katlejo, did you also raise your hand?
I'm
Katlejo,
just
do you
gonna
want
unmute you, Katlejo. Just check on your screen for a pop-up that says you need to unmute. There we
Hello,
go.
sir.
Hi, Katlejo, how are you?
I'm good, you, sir.
Would you agree that you should pay over a shorter term?
Yes, sir. 24 months is the best.
Okay, all right. Now, I know there's people out there like Tando. He's going to argue and he's going to say, sir, some people can't afford to pay 864. That's a lot of money for some people. Maybe it's better they just pay the 470 because that's all they can afford. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I would agree, but if we can look at the final answer,
Yeah.
it might kill the person's savings. But
Yes,
then
you're right.
the 24 months, it's better because for that 864, you can actually do the calculations and, for instance, save the money, and then you take it to the bank and pay everything,
Yeah, as
and
soon
then
as
you are done.
possible. Yeah, as
Yeah.
soon as possible. Good. Thank you very much. All right, so
Thank
it's
you, sir.
always better to pay back money as soon as possible. It's better to invest your money for as long as possible so interest can work for you. But when interest is working against you when you loan money, you pay it back as soon as possible. One more minute of your time, and then we're going to give you quizzes. Banks and financial institutions in the old days never used to show you these totals. They just showed you the monthly, but they say, look here, tell me what you can afford. They never showed you these totals. We had to do these calculations on our own. These days, the government said you have to show the people the total now, because people were just choosing the cheaper one and not realizing that they were paying a lot more money. So when you see an offer for a vehicle, for example, or to pay back a couch or a TV, they should by law show you the final value so that you can make an informed decision. But if they don't, you can do the calculation yourself. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the end of the finance course.